Do you want to learn how to get cinematic camera shots like these in Vintage Story? Hey everybody, this is Shino, and I'm back with another episode of the Vintage Story Guidebook series. This series is all about explaining how different parts of the Vintage Story game work and how to use them. This time, I'm going to teach you everything you ever wanted to know about the cinematic camera feature within Vintage Story. The cinematic camera is a built-in feature of Vintage Story that allows players to create a flight path for the camera, and it can even record as it moves along the path. This is a must for any player that wants to show off areas using different perspectives, build showcase videos for publishing on social media sites, create cinematic intro and outro videos for long-format content, or if you just want to flex your creative muscles. Getting started is relatively easy, and I'm going to walk you through it step by step. Then, we're going to walk through setting a path together in the game. Now, if you get lost or need to rewatch a section of this video, I have added chapter markers and put a list of chapters down in the description of this video. I would suggest watching this video all the way through, at least the first time, and then watch it again while you're logged into your Vintage Story world. I'll be going over a list of in-game commands for accessing the different functions of the camera settings. These settings can be found on the Vintage Story wiki, and I have put a link down in the description that will take you right to it. And while you're down there looking at the description area, please hit the like and subscribe button to stay up to date on Vintage Story content just like this. There are 6 basic commands that you'll need to know. These are the ones that you will use most often. This command sets a point along the pathway. The orientation of the camera will match your line of sight both in angle and distance. Closes the path or connects your current point to the first point. Creates a looping camera path. This starts the camera and will take a specified number of seconds to run the whole path. Now, anytime you see brackets in a command line, that's telling you that you need to enter a value. When you type the command out, you omit the brackets. This command will stop the camera. This command moves along the path and records an AVI file. The real seconds is how long to take to move through the path, and video seconds is how long to make the video. I.e., if you want to take 30 seconds to fly the path but give me a 6-second video, that would result in a 5x speed video. Additionally, there are 4 commands that you may need to use to fine-tune your camera path. This one clears all the points on the list. This command removes the last point. This one will update the position and view angle of a listed point to the new position that you've established. This one moves you and changes your orientation to match that point. It's sort of like a teleport. Now, there are 2 more commands that are more advanced. These come in handy if you need to export and import a path list. They are, this one exports the list of points to the clipboard so you can paste it in a text editor. It helps in editing the path and lets you save for future. Now, this one will import a supplied list of points. Finally, there are 3 option commands that have their place in certain scenarios. You may only use one of these ever, but it's good to know that they're there. This one will toggle whether to teleport you back to your previous spot after the path has been completed. 0 is the default and means no, and 1 means yes. This one will modify how smoothly the points are traversed along the path. 0 is very smoothly, while 1 is sharp, straight lines. 0.5 would be, somewhere in the middle. The default is 0, but if you want to see your GUI during the camera fly-through, you can set the value to 1. When you're choosing your path points, it's important to keep a few things in mind. Thinking about them before you get started can help eliminate having to go back and edit the path points later. Change your angles and perspectives to give a feeling of immersion. Remember, the game sounds change based on your environment, so flying by trees, water, and animals just sounds better the closer you are to the source. If you don't want to get close by, that's okay too, but you may think about adding Foley sounds or sound effects during the editing process. Mark the path frequently around items you want to get close to so you don't fly through them. By default, the cinematic camera takes wide, arcing turns to change direction. This can lead to the camera flying through mountains or buildings instead of around like you hoped. Putting multiple points near your focus object can help keep you from breaking the immersive feel of your camera path. Sweeping shots over long distance are better when you're near to the ground, but not too close, or it may give people motion sickness. From 62 blocks up, you can get a good sense of the world, but scale and distance can be lost as well as the detail. Keeping things close to the ground will add a sense of speed, but can cause some viewers discomfort. If you're flying towards a distant target and the foreground doesn't matter, then by all means, scrape your face on the dirt before you swing up for the reveal. Otherwise, keep it in view range and pace your fly through. Trust me, people will appreciate the extra effort. If you're working on a build location over multiple days, save and load your points so you don't have to redo the flight path each time you sit down to record. I did this while working on my dome. Once I had the flight path down to what I wanted, I used the .cam save command to copy and paste the points to my planning pages. Then when I logged back in, all I had to do was import the list instead of recreating it. It saved me hours and made the video seamless for the viewers. Now, if you want to put this to use, think about some areas that you could use it in. Like, for example, if you're just a general player and you're proud of that Tower of Pete that you built way up into the sky, you can use the cinematic camera to not only show off your lunacy, but also provide a sweeping pass-by that will inspire awe and concern for your well-being by Discord and Reddit users in a way that a screenshot just can't compete with. If you're a content creator, using the cinematic camera with a camera account gives you the opportunity to show off your builds in process, not just before and after. Slowing down the camera path to a snail's pace will allow you to speed up the footage without causing an unviewable mess for your audience. Also, this is a great way to create sweeping and visually appealing intros to your videos. Using the cinematic camera, you can record multiplayer server events where things are happening in multiple areas by having the camera cycle between different groups. Also, with your camera account in spectator mode, you can set a path along a cave edge and record the action in third person. Okay, so you think you're ready to try the cinematic camera mode for yourself? Great! I love the confidence. Pause the video here until you're logged into your Vintage Story world and you've chosen a focal point that you want to create a cinematic flyby of in your world. All right, you ready? Do me a favor and hit the / key and then type in \GM space 2. That's going to put you into creative mode. To move in creative, hit the space bar twice to start flying. Then you can press and hold space to go higher, and you can use shift to go lower. Double space again will drop you to the ground. Okay, now go to the first position of where you want the camera to start and move about 6 blocks back from there and type in the command line .camp. You want to move back because that will give you some extra space in your video for transitions or editing if needed. That point is number 0 along the path. The rest of the points will increase by 1. Now let's move to point 2, which should be that position 6 to 7 blocks ahead of your starting position. Adjust your orientation so that you're looking at your focal object the same way you want others to see it. Once you have it set, you can enter the .camp command and that becomes your next path point. Now move off, let's say to the left. And I want you to make this one high up and looking back down at your focal object like this. Now adjust your orientation again and enter the command. Now I'm going to fly in close and behind my object, and I'm going to set another point looking at it close in like this. And I'm going to add 7 more points just like it, moving around it counterclockwise. Each one moving a little bit out and a little bit up so that it creates a spiral from down low to up high. Now we're going to choose a distant point to line your cursor up onto so that you can create a smooth and seamless view. Now from here, I'm going to set a few more points farther out. Finally, I want to close the path by typing .cam CP. Now, let's sample the camera path to see if we want to make any corrections. Do that by typing .cam start and then choose a number, say 60. You can use any number that you want. Once you got it typed in, press enter and... Notice how the multiple points around the object give a nice tight to wide 360-degree view of my focal object. So take some time to play around with some of the different commands and get creative with your paths and have fun. Leave me some comments below about how you plan on using the cinematic camera mode now that you know how to use it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.